you beautiful people. Happy Thursday. Yes, that was me trying to figure out what day it was in my brain, but I haven't had enough coffee this morning because I drink a healthy 1 cup of coffee every day. Anyways, welcome back to another video. Today is day 36 out of my 100 videos in 100 days. And today I want to talk to you guys a little bit about what we're actually selling online. So this was actually a really good question that got brought up in our free community around, everyone tells you to create your content, tell your story, etc. And you got trainings that like give you this nuance, like, hey, go tell your story, go, copy and paste content, whatever. So I wanted to actually shoot you guys a quick video and talk about like what we're actually selling in this online space. And I'm not talking about a product, a monetization vehicle, or anything like that. I'm talking about the person that you see in the mirror every morning when you wake up. The person that you groggily look at before you've had your healthy amount of coffee. Do I have any other people in my audience who drink an unhealthy amount of coffee? If so, let me know in the comments, because I'm a solo full 12 cups every day, whole pot. Before I squirrel off and make this even weirder than it has to be, let's dive in and I will run through a training that we have for you guys. So this is a training that we ended up running for our actual coaching clients. Okay. Now, what are we actually selling? And as I mentioned, I'm not talking about the product, the offer, or the thing you're actually selling. Sounds contradictory, right? Like the actual product. So let's talk about compelling angles that I encourage people to buy. Because if we don't do this, you won't make sales. Realistically, if we don't actually get clear on this, you won't sell anything online. Right? So like what do I even mean, right? Because I'm talking about what are you selling but you're not selling. Like, I understand this is like a, inception of a topic. So outcomes, desires, transformations, the results, where they will be post having your thing using your product. Now I'm not saying we have to adopt, big company marketing tactics, but I will say something I've been rabbit holing on lately is the one thing they do extremely well is that hammering desirable outcome transformation. Now, I know for people that are bare bones beginners that haven't done much online, this is an intimidating thing to think about, but we can literally highlight a transformation or an outcome by simply documenting what we're doing. Because when we go from where we're at right now and we zoom out 90 days, 180 days, 12 months, and we've transformed our life based on something, it's going to be very inspiring for our audience to actually watch. And mind you, the transformation doesn't have to be static, right? It can change depending on the offer, depending on a piece of content, depending on what you're optimizing for at that given point in time in your business. It's not black and white, right? Like I could create a piece of content today that's talking to somebody, hey, this is how I would make my first $1,000 online. Or I could create a piece of content that's like, hey, I want to help you make your first 6 figures because I've done both. I've done both of those things, right? But I'm highlighting a transformation, maybe a plan, a process that I want to help somebody do in their business, right? So 3 buckets of things that we need to actively speak on as much as possible in our content. This could be on your TikToks, on your short form videos, on your long form videos, on wherever, right? We need to make it a point to include this in our content as much as we can. The thing to remember with the content creation game is it's an accumulation. It's a compound effect. It's not one post. It's not one tactic, one strategy, one concept that's going to change everything. It's an accumulation of you creating content consistently for prolonged periods of time. That's why we've been telling a lot of our clients recently, like the most important thing that we need to do when we're just starting our business is build a consistent habit. And then we can start worrying about like what's actually in the content. What are we optimizing for in the actual content? Because without the consistency, nothing else works. So, mind you, these are just very broad topics. Bucket one is the what, right? What will someone's life look like after your product, having your product or service? Will someone be doing? This is a big part a lot of people miss out on too. Like making 10 grand a month online is cool and all, but like what are they actually going to be doing? Like, are they going to be posting content? Are they going to have to show their face? Are they going to have to do this? Like, there's so many different ways that we can create content around what someone's going to be doing, what is required of them, type of investments that will be required, type of time requirements will there be, could they expect to accomplish? Is there a length of commitment that will be required? If I was going to give any advice to anybody, I would probably go longer with this, right? Like if you notice what we do a lot of the time, it's like, hey, expect to spend the next 6 to 12 months if you're brand new to have any significant results. It's not to say it couldn't happen faster, but we want to dial in realistic expectations around building a successful business online, because we don't want people coming into our world think we have like a magic money button for them and then it doesn't work because we don't teach that shit. So anyways, will they be able to remove from their life and business? What will they be able to add? Right? More time with their kids, the ability to go drop their kids off at school. Maybe they won't have to pay for daycare. There's all sorts of different arenas that we could tackle, whether it's online or offline, related to business or life type stuff. What is the product? Right? Have you talked about the product you're selling? If you're unclear about the product you're selling, leave that out for now. Areas of life that will become better by having your thing. Okay, what's going to get better? Okay, what reason do they have to act now? Is there a limited time thing? Is there something you're doing special? Next, what have you done online? Okay, if you've done anything online, you've done more than somebody who hasn't done anything. It's like what got brought up on our 5-day live event. Like, oh, I haven't done this. I haven't accomplished anything. Why could I help anybody else? Like, if you've been through training, you're watching this YouTube video, you're posting a piece of content, you are the expert to somebody who has done absolutely nothing. Okay? What do you actively do daily online? Okay? What does your process model consist of? And remember, these are broad topics. Like, get more specific and look at these and what I'm talking about and utilize them to create your own content. Right? We can literally take one of these topics and create, 4, 5, 6, 7 different pieces of content off of one piece. Okay? What will somebody be doing? I could break this up into 10 different posts. I could show them how to create antiviral short form videos. I could show them how to write content. I could show them how to talk to people. I could show them how to set up their business. And you can do these on or in or outside of online business. Okay, bucket 2, the how. Okay? How will they get to the outcome your product promises? How can they have your help in getting there? How does your thing differ from other options out there? How does the tactic or strategies differ from other strategies out there? How can they accomplish the same transformations as you? How can they accomplish the same transformations as other people who are inside the offer you are? This is a really cool one that a lot of people sleep on. If you're brand new and you don't have results, lean on community results. Lean on the fact that you're a part of something that is spitting out results. Okay? How different will their life become? Right? Is their wife going to kiss them more because they shaved off their beard because they bought your badass razor? Example. Okay? How will you support them on the path of achieving X outcome? I mentioned this yesterday too. Very easy thing to add to an offer is support. Even if you're brand new, we're not saying you got to go out there and be a coach, but help somebody. My first few high ticket sales I made online where I was just helping them, getting on Zoom calls with them, going the extra mile to help them. How did it come to be? Right? This is a good example. What's your story? How did you get into online space? How did you get into the online marketing space? And everything that went into that. Why? Were you feeling burnt out because you maybe didn't get the raise you thought you deserved? Did you lose your job because of COVID? Like, there's so many different things that you could simply just start creating content about that I think we overcomplicate it, right? All right. How did you get to where you're at now? Example, same thing. More story, right? Your own story and your own experience is your unique journey. Nobody else has that. That's literally where I would start. Create a series of content around where you're at right now and start documenting what you're actually doing. If you're inside of a program or inside of a product, a course, whatever, the one thing that I would be doing is turning around and talking about everything that I'm learning in my content. Hey, I just learned this strategy from XYZ, and this is what I'm going to be doing in my business. It's literally learning something in business and turning around and spinning it into my own process or my own public content. Bucket 3, the why, right? Why are you the best option to help them get the desired outcome? Now, this is a thing to think about. Like, if you're new, the confidence might not be there, and that's fine. You don't have to be the best option, right? Like, just why should you help somebody? Because you're going to go the extra mile. You're going to get on Zoom calls with them. You're going to help them do XYZ. You're going to be there to support them. Okay. Why do they need to act now? Think FOMO, scarcity. Is there limited availability? What are they missing out? Why are they missing out on by not being a part of your world? Okay. Create this inverse out effect. Okay. If you have really cool stuff going on over in your community, but you don't share it on your public socials, then that's a big part. They're missing out on all this really cool shit that you're giving away in your group. We do this all the time. I'll do it right now. If you're not in our free community, you are seriously missing out. There are dozens of free trainings in there that will help you make thousands of dollars online. There is literally more trainings in the classroom section of our free group than I have seen in people's programs that they charge $497 for. So, see what I just did there? Creating this, what they're missing out on. Okay? Why is your process different from X? Okay, if you've been in something previous and you started doing something new, if you've been in other programs and you started adopting a new strategy, why is this thing different from what you were doing previously? Okay, again, why did you blaze down this path? Why are you doing what you're doing? Why are you building a business? Why are you starting to create content? What is the importance to that? So many different arenas. Okay. The nuances of selling. Once we have our product or our offer, our only job is to cast a net of awareness around what and how. That's our only job. Okay, once we have a clear idea on the monetization vehicle we're taking, that's all we got to do. Create more attention and more content around ourselves. That's it. And realistically, we got to do that before we even figure out what we're selling. Okay, because we won't even get the opportunity to sell the product or the offer unless we do this. Okay, testing and finding angles that get your audience to move and doubling down on them when they do, right? If something starts working for you in business, don't stop doing it. And I see this so often. Like, people start having a little bit of success and then they're like, oh, I'm going to go add this new piece to my business and hope it works. Like, no, we need to do more of what just worked. Sounds boring, but that's the reality of the game. Okay, we have the ability to attack a few different angles as far as what folks are getting. Raw tactics, strategies, and information that they will get from desired outcome, the support and the implementation of what they'll get from the desired outcome. To get to the desired outcome, sorry. These are a bit more advanced tactics, so I'm not going to run through these, but I mainly wanted to reinforce these 3 buckets. Right. When you're brand new and we're creating content, the only thing we really need to sell people on is us. Start creating content about us, where we are, why we're doing this, what we've been through, what were potentially our goals, our aspirations, what we're doing daily. Like, if you went and created a piece of content, you could turn around and create a piece of content about how you created a piece of content. Hey, I utilized this tool that helped me spend less time creating content. Thought you guys might get value from it. Hey, I utilized this Google document to close a sale. This is how we did that. There's so many different arenas, and I know that can sound intimidating, but keep it simple. Just start creating. Record yourself doing something. Put some text on the screen. Share your story, who you are, all of it. There's no rules to this game, which is probably why it makes it even more intimidating for folks that are brand new. But this is a question that got brought up, right? If you're brand new, you're just starting, We don't have a product to sell yet. We don't have any of this stuff figured out. We need to really focus on selling people on us as people, business owners, aspiring business owners, personal brand owners, humans. We need to just start getting consistent with creating content around ourselves. Because the cause and effect of that is it opens up opportunities for you to start monetizing down the line. It's a lot easier for you to start conceptualizing how to optimize your content depending on your goals or what you want to do in that given point in time if we're already consistently creating content, right? Telling somebody who's never created a piece of content that they got to figure out their customer avatar, their niche, their ideal client, and a product to sell while getting consistent is extremely fucking intimidating versus, hey, just get consistent with content and we can start tweaking it after you're already doing that. Because at the end of the day, without the consistency or even the relationship that gets built from you simply sharing your story, the door of, selling products and services online doesn't even get opened. So that's all I got for you guys today. A little bit of a tactic, what we're actually selling. It's not your product. It's not your service. It's not the thing you're selling. It's you. At the end of the day, that's what we need to sell people on, right? Because without the connection, without the relationship that gets built via content creation, like you have to look at it from you putting yourself out there. We got to remember somebody else on the other side of this camera that watches this video, that comments on your TikTok, that's another fucking human being. That's another person that gets connected and a relationship gets formed based on what they see from you. And that's what we're actually selling, is a relationship, because the relationships turn into the revenue. So that's all I got for you guys. If you guys have any questions, you have any recommendations around what else you want me to talk about, I've been starting to pull comments and see if we already have trainings or creating trainings around the questions that people have. So if you got any recommendations, you want me to cover anything specific, drop it in the comments, and I will see you tomorrow.